and Nikki Kolish of Carrollton, your competitors here in the girls 3,200 meter run.
Well, the class of the field, Shelby Davidson out of Cocoa Beach. Also recognized, I think I mentioned this earlier, FHSAA academic all-team member, recognized as all-state. We've got a chance to talk to a couple of folks today. James Davis from Eastside High. We put him on camera and congratulated him on his award for these student athletes that produce on the track, on the course, and also in the classroom. So Shelby Davidson comes in out of the regional time, 10:54. Expect to see Sarah Day be able to try and hang with Shelby and hopefully get pulled along. Also in this race, Kelly Hensley out of Lincoln Park Academy. And sure enough, we're starting to see Shelby Davidson start to drop on down along the rail with Sarah Day right behind her in second. Shelby's got the fastest time in 2A already this year, going 10:51.47. Sarah Day out of West Shore, an up-and-coming runner. Already gone 11:13. Sarah Day also competes and trains a lot with Shelby, both of them on the Space Coast. Had a chance a couple weeks ago to go out and run a 10-mile run with them, and they ran me into the ground, Mike. So Shelby Davidson, Sarah Day will take them through the first 400 in right around 75 seconds. So right around 10 flat pace right now. Shelby running a little bit wide out in lane 1. Sarah Day tucked in right behind her. So a pack of 4 starting to make a break, trying to get away from the rest of the field. That's 25 meters, maybe even 30 or 40 meters as I look across the field now, back to number 5, 6, and 7.
In 7th place, making his 4th trip to the podium from Key West, Clive Georges. In 6th, from Booker T. Washington, Deltron Hopkins.
Well, while this race is going on, we've got the award ceremony also in progress. Levante Kermit Whitfield out of Jones High School, he will be receiving his award as the girls continue along here, finishing up lap 2. First lap in 75.
In 3rd, from Bradford High School,
Whitfield with those 10 points, putting Jones right behind Astronaut in the team standings. 40-39, Astronaut with a slight lead. Miami Washington right there as well, along with American Heritage on the boys' side. We know on the girls' side that American Heritage is on their way to their 3rd consecutive Class 2A state title, but we're still uncertain on the boys' side.
Well, the girls come through at 2:34, so they drop a 75, followed by a 79. And that's Shelby Davidson continuing to lead out of Cocoa Beach. Sarah Day out of West Shore in 2nd. Joanna McCoy out of Gulliver in 3rd. And 5 meters back now, starting to fall off the back end of this front pack a little bit. Only an 8th grader, Mackenzie Wilson, out of Episcopal. And it's a good 60 meters back to number 5. So can Mackenzie hold tough? She's going to be in no man's land here pretty soon. Halfway in between this front pack and the chase pack. That's going to try and make a run on her over the next several laps. So looking pretty comfortable up front. Foot Locker finalist, state champion out of Cocoa Beach, Shelby Davidson.
And with, I guess, a few minutes here to spare, let's bring in Mark Van Alstyne again, the track and field coach here at the University of North Florida. And Mark, glad to have you a part of the broadcast again. Your thoughts here on day 2, the Class 2A state championships.
Well, my first thought is I'm surprised you asked me back after last night. I've never had anyone ask me to come back. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, this is your house. We kind of have to have you on, don't we?
That wasn't my contract. That's right. You're right.
Well, again, congratulations, University of North Florida getting the bid to host the track and field finals this weekend and next weekend, 3A and 4A. And what's the feedback you've been getting so far?
You know, today I've been kind of like a spy. I've been sneaking out amongst everyone and talking to people and listening to comments, and I'm really excited at everything I've heard. There's been a lot of big eyes looking toward the stadium and the facility, and you can just tell that the athletes really love it. They're excited. It feels like a championship. That's the only way to put it, you know. So I'm excited, more excited than yesterday, and I'm sure by next week it'll ratchet up another notch.
All right, once again, Shelby Davidson, you see her still out in front there for Cocoa Beach. And Mark, you know, a great opportunity for the University of North Florida, not only this weekend and next weekend, but then coming up later in the month of May, the NCAA Division I Track and Field Outdoor Championship. East preliminaries will be here as well. Talk about that opportunity to host that.
Well, that's particularly exciting this year in that it's an Olympic year, and I can't wait to see some of the athletes on our track that are going to be running in London, not only for the United States, hopefully, but for other countries as well. I can almost guarantee you're going to have Olympians on this track, and if you can't afford the ticket to London, you should come see them here.
Yes, absolutely. Great atmosphere. We've had a great time this weekend. And, you know, some great athletes, too. I mean, we saw a girl today win her 14th FHSAA championship. That's a new record here in the FHSAA finals.
The athletes here in Florida blow me away. I mean, I guess there are a couple of other states that could compete. You know, Texas and California come to mind. But Florida has really raised their game over the last 10 years or so, and because it's just an honor for us to host them on our campus.
Yeah, I was referring to Robin Reynolds, and not only did she set another record, setting the highest record in the U.S. this year with a FHSA record 26.25 inches. How about that?
Something that had been set 20-something years ago.
Yeah, that's right. You know, 1991 by Nicole Irving of Nova. She had the previous record of 22.75 inches.
Outstanding. Beeman-esque.
So, Mark, again, the opportunity to host this weekend and next weekend. Great exposure for the University of North Florida to expose this great facility here. I'm sure that that's going to pay dividends for not only the University of North Florida, but we also talked about the economic impact here in the city of Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't overlook that. And as far as the University of North Florida, not from an athletic standpoint, from a university standpoint, UNF has a tremendous academic record, and their profile is every day going up amongst rising seniors. I hear more and more about it, just the buzz about it. And then you look at the economic impact that a series of events like the FHSAA meets, and we hosted our conference championship last week. We're hosting NCAAs in another month. It is significant. You know, and it's a part of the economy that right now in Florida really needs that. It's lifeblood. So we're happy to play a small part.
But certainly for UNF, I mean, there's a lot of girls who would never even get a chance to see the UNF campus. This is a great opportunity to expose them to that.
I've always felt like as a college coach, if I can get them onto the campus, it almost sells itself, and I still feel that way.
Yeah. Mark, thanks again for your time. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next weekend.
You guys are awesome. Thanks,
you. Mark. Mark Van Alstyne, the head coach here, track and field coach at the University of North Florida. And, well, as you can see the girls running by, Dr. Bob going to step back in. We are going to have another race in the hurdles. They will I guess we're going to do the hurdles again on the boys' side. In the boys.
Yeah. Bring you up to speed on that.
Boys
here.
110.
We're going to rerun the boys 110 between the 3200s. So we've been getting up to speed on that as we talk to Coach B. But what a race we've got going in the girls 3200. You know, Sarah Day holding on to Shelby Davidson as much as she can. It's going to come down to possibly the last lap. Shelby Davidson continues to lead. Sarah Day in second, and it's a good ways back. Now back into fourth, giving up that third spot, Joanna McCoy. On the far side of the track, Mackenzie Wilson will now move on up. So starting to stretch it out. Down in front of the grandstand, Shelby Davidson. She's not going to want Sarah Day around with a lap to go. So Davidson looking pretty good. Sarah Day looking pretty good, holding on as long as she could.
John, Sarah!
And back into third, and it's a good 120 meters back. They've really got them stretched out here around the track in the 3,200. So Sarah Day holding on a second. There's no question about who's going to go 1-2. Mackenzie Wilson out of Episcopal presently in fourth, with Christine Griggs moving up very nicely in the latter part of this race in third. She'll cross with a lap to go in 10 flat. Joanna McCoy out of Gulliver now into fifth. So 200 meters to go. This will finish up the track career. It's been a great career for the Foot Locker finalist, state champion, and FHSAA academic all-team member. We've had a chance to follow her pretty closely on distancepreps.com the last couple of years. It's been an absolute pleasure. Shelby Davidson out of Cocoa Beach. And she's got the signature band beret in her hair as she comes across. She will garner another state championship. Shelby Davidson finishes up in 10:47. And a great run for Sarah Day in 10:54. That's outstanding. Sub 11 for Sarah Day. That's what hard work and persistence will do as she gets a hug from her friend Shelby Davidson down on the track. And here comes Christine Griggs out of Episcopal. She will finish up third. Good time for Christine, 11:18. And Mackenzie Wilson, only an 8th grader. We're going to see her for a couple more years as well out of Episcopal. That's a decent time, 11:27. Joanna McCoy out of Gulliver will hold on for 5th. Kelly Hensley out of Lincoln Park in 6th. And in 8th, that'll be Malia Storm as the rest of the girls come across.
And just pure exhaustion. Our runners as they cross the finish line, several of them just falling, collapsing as they cross the finish line.
Hey, pick her up. She's on the line. Pick her up.
Well, not the greatest of spots to stop, especially in a race. They will get them moved off fairly quickly. As we move back, some of these final competitors that are finishing up. Davidson goes 10:48, Day in 10:53, Griggs 11:18, and Wilson in 11:28.